John O'Connell, founder and CEO of the Oasis Group. What have been the major trends in wealth management technology throughout 2025, and what trends do you see happening in 2026?
Chris, thank you very much for having me. So 2025, I've been speaking quite a bit about artificial intelligence. So when you think of 2025, it was the year of the note taker, quite frankly. And now these note takers have really morphed into really more meeting management, right? So they not only take the notes on your call by recording your call, transcribing it, and then providing you with the summary and the action items. Now what they're doing is you're able to interrogate data that they've learned over time to prepare for your client meetings. So it not only just does the notes anymore, now it'll do meeting preparation, it'll do notes, it'll do some workflows afterwards. So, for example, compliance workflows, human in the loop, the reviews. So to call them note takers anymore, although we did probably the first in-depth study of note takers, we're actually going to be updating that study in early 2026. We're no longer going to call them note takers. We're going to call them the meeting preparation and meeting management solutions for our study in 2026. But if you think about it, 25 year of the note taker, you've had a lot of people beginning to leverage generative AI in certain use cases in 25. So they're getting their feet wet. What are we going to see in 2026? We're going to see really the lines blurring between CRM and these meeting management solutions. The lines are going to blur pretty significantly between the two. So that is going to be a big trend that you're going to see in 2026. You're also going to see operationalizing generative AI. So you're going to see firms beginning to use generative AI. Those are large language models that you would see with like Claude by Anthropic, or for example, ChatGPT by OpenAI, or Microsoft Copilot by Microsoft. You're going to see the operationalization of those tools in use cases like, for example, research. So my client has a concentrated position and they want me to research that position for them. That's a great area where you'll see generative AI, large language models playing a big role. Things like analyzing your client's existing portfolio. You'll see large language models playing a big role there. Operationalizing workflows. So, for example, I've got my client's existing portfolio. I want to be able to use that, analyze that portfolio, and map it to my model portfolio, for example. You'll see workflows being created using generative AI with that. Each one of these little generative AI implementations can morph or become an AI agent, right? So the moment you take a generative AI prompt and you operationalize that across your organization, you've essentially created a light AI agent to do a certain piece of work. Now, creating these AI agents means someone needs to maintain them moving forward. So you're going to find agents rolling out in the mid to large size RIA, broker dealer, family office, trust organization, where they've got a centralized team that can manage these, right? So otherwise, it's just a collection of prompts that everyone's kind of leveraging. Once you take those collection of prompts or a certain prompt and you operationalize that, now it's going to become an AI agent. And that's what you'll see throughout 2026. And that's really going to pave the way for 2027 to be the year of digital workers. So when you think about it, if you take a set of tasks and you put them together, those tasks will become an agent. When you take a set of agents and put them together, you're creating a digital worker. So imagine I've got an agent that reads my client's portfolio, researches the existing holdings, maps that to my model portfolio. That's a workflow. When that workflow is put together with each one of those individual agents, I've now created a digital worker. Um, so the reason I think that'll be 2027 primarily is you're going to need people to modify their workflows, right? To have a human in the loop to check what's coming out of the AI agent. And that's why you'll see that really kind of happening more in 27.
John, you've given us a lot to think about here, not just 2025, not just 2026, but also 2027. I learned a lot. I think a lot of people have as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate you having me.